and that side of things is going absolutely great. But with the SQE, and there's, to be honest, not a day where I don't think about those things that have happened. My phone was on do not disturb for a month. Like, it was actually the hardest mentally and emotionally and just like socially month for me, which is why hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. It's lovely to see you. I am filming an official like 2024/2023 life update, and I am just going to splurge everything that has happened or been happening in my life, just because I feel like before I start uploading videos again, I wanted to start like at a basis where like we're all on the same page. Like, I didn't want to upload a video and then it be like confusing as to why, oh, like how did we get here? If you get me? So yeah, so that's what we're doing today. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to, and if you already subscribed, thank you so much and I really appreciate it. I am going to be taking you through a major life update. I'm going to be taking you through law school. I'm going to be taking you through 2024 really. Obviously it's February. I plan to upload this tomorrow. I have a bunch of notes actually of things I want to talk about, but I'm going to be taking you through my main life updates, personal growth and learnings, recent travel and my experiences so far. I'm going to be also talking to you about updates on work and career stuff. Yeah, just future plans and goals, and hopefully like this will just be a major, or not major, but like a little insight to just explain also not my absence but sort of absence and like inconsistencies, and this will set the standard for what I hope to continue, where like, okay, once this is out and once this is done, I can continue uploading like happily on this channel. Without further ado, let's get into it, and I'm gonna keep this short and sweet and snappy, and I hope you enjoy watching. So when it comes to major life updates, so I would say the most important things, bear in mind guys, we're in February now, like this is February 2024, and I have started law school in 2023 September, and like when I talk about law school, I definitely think I'll do a whole other video on it, because it's not enough to speak in one video. Like, it's a whole separate part of my life which I have never ever been through such torture. But I started law school September 2023, and with that there's a whole like prepare for law school with me video, my first week of law school, which will all be coming after this video. You'll get that like next week quite frankly, and we can get the ball rolling. But that was a major thing that happened for me, and it's the SQE, which is the solicitor's qualifying examination with an LLM, which is my master's. And I would say the master's part to me doesn't actually seem as intense as like an average master's would be, but the SQE part, which is the new version of the LPC, which was the legal practice course, I think. I never did it, and I was doing, or I am still doing, it's called the solicitor's qualifying examination with an LLM. The LLM's optional, but my firm put all of us forward to do the LLM, which I'm quite happy about. I think I always wanted a master's anyways, but I never, like, I thought it was optional, but realistically like I had no choice but to do the LLM with it, and that side of things is going absolutely great. But with the SQE, it would deserve a whole other video to talk about like how it's been, how I feel about it. But a brief overview is I have a video of me preparing for law school, I have my first week of law school, and just an amalgamation of different videos of my time at law school. As you can tell, I obviously filmed everything, but it was just so hard to find time to edit, like I would actually say, honestly. And I'm someone who puts a lot of effort into my editing, so a lot of the time I didn't want to put half the effort into what I put out, because I feel like I can tell and I wouldn't be happy to put that out there. So now that I actually do have time now, like everything will be out shortly, like literally next week. So you can expect all of that. Law school has been one of the most challenging things academically I've ever been through. It's not for the weak, and it definitely taught me and is still teaching me. Like, for anyone who can do this, I'm like, I'll put my hand up to you, because it's genuinely so tough. But like I said, that's one of the major life updates. I then sat my SQE exam, which is called it's split into two parts, SQE1 and SQE2. I sat the SQE1 exam in January, and January 2024 was honestly such a shocking month for me, because I literally saw no one, I spoke to no one, my phone was on do not disturb for a month. Like, it was actually the hardest mentally and emotionally and just like socially month for me, which is why I started my new year in February, which is what we're in now. And ever since the exams were over, I've been having the time of my life, but those exams were hard, and like, they were hard. There's nothing else to say about that. They were hard, but officially I knew I would take myself like away in February and start my new year's then. So set goals then. January there was actually no point because I wasn't seeing anyone. I couldn't work towards anything because the only thing I could literally do was study for the exam. So that was that. And then at the beginning of February, after my exams were over, I took myself to Brighton because I actually love Brighton as a little away trip. But essentially from the exams ending to now, I feel like I'm in a completely new era. So basically from last year when I graduated till now, because I feel like the consistency was definitely off from then, I feel like I've reached a new stage in my life. Yeah. I definitely feel like I'm in a much happier, yeah, just overall better place in my life. Last year was actually very tough, like collectively with other people as well, but like quite a few losses, which took a toll on just me as a person and changed my perspective on life, changed the time I have with people and like who I am as a person, how much effort I put into my friends and my family, and like I just love being around people now, like yeah. And there's, to be honest, not a day where I don't think about those things that have happened, but I definitely think it like pushes me to drive forward. So that is just the major overall life update. Next up, we're going to speak about my personal growths and learnings from previously to now and why I am like not changing how I do things on the channel, but definitely just wanting to start not fresh but fresh, because obviously I started law school. It's a completely different time. I couldn't upload the way I wanted to because it was so intense. Like my time was consumed with, if I'm not studying, I'm preparing for a class. If I'm not preparing for a class, I'm revising. Like this in comparison to LSE, like LSE has nothing on BPP or BPP has nothing on LSE. Regardless, the degree has nothing on the course I'm doing now. Like two different extremes. If I could, I would do my undergraduate degree 3 times over just so that I wouldn't have to do what I'm doing now. It's so intense. But I also, with personal growth and learning, went through a phase of not wanting to post, and it wasn't on YouTube. Like, to be honest, YouTube out of anything will always be my favorite platform, and like I just went through a phase of like not wanting to post, quite simply. Like I was just enjoying living, and I think that's what happened during summer, where I was going traveling and I just really enjoyed being in the moment with things. I enjoyed like taking pictures but not having anyone see them, if that makes sense. But then I also realized like I love nothing more than creating. So like I vlogged everything, like I actually vlogged everything, but there was definitely a phase where I didn't want to post anything at all, but that lasted for like 3 weeks, quite frankly, and here we are back again. So with that being said, I have now started posting on TikTok, which definitely took me such a long time to do, but I'm happier now that I've done it, and I actually do love posting. And also I do post a lot on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on my Instagram or on my TikTok, it will be right here. And basically that's more up to date with what I'm doing. Like those platforms, like you will actually see the day to day. Here will be like actually the pristine, but actually I do speak a lot more. Like I feel like you get a lot more of my personality on YouTube, so feel free to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Also, a second personal growth and learning is I actually learned the most important like part of having friends. When I like genuinely, I do feel like I speak about my friends quite a bit on here and my family, but it's because I feel genuinely surrounded by people who I love. Like I actually love you so much. But definitely in the latter half of 2023, like I saw a lot of my old friends again from like secondary school, from actually mostly secondary school, but also got closer with like friends from uni, made lots and lots of new friends of like genuine people who I think like we're on a mutual basis and understanding. I would say I'm not someone who struggles to like get along with people, but I'm also quite like if we can get along, like if I can tell there's a vibe there, then I'm actually very like welcoming, and it's very easy for me to make friends. But last year just taught me like every time I would leave my friends, I was just so happy. I think like a scenario would be like when we went to my friend Lana's birthday. This is like an annual holiday for us. She was 2 years above me at school, but we were friends at school, and then since we've left school, we've continuously been friends since then. With Lana, she has a birthday every year, and it's like a national holiday for me and my friend Marlene. And then Jordan. We just spent so much time together, and like after that we couldn't stop seeing each other. Like for at least, like we saw each other the day after, we spent the whole night together, spent the whole day after together, basically spent the whole weekend together, and then that following week spent more time together. But it was just like so nice to be around people who, like, they've obviously known me since I was young, like since I was in secondary school, but life has definitely taken us like down different paths, but we're all still at heart the same. That's just an example of like personal growth in terms of being around people who, like, I don't have anxiety being around, if that makes sense. Like I can just be me and be free and be happy. So that's one good thing. Final thing that I would talk about in this section is like learning new habits. So one thing that I'm trying to do differently this year is obviously be consistent on YouTube. I've been doing so much. Like I've recorded, there's so many videos that I've recorded, just haven't uploaded, which I will be doing. Obviously I have more time now. But new habits include like letting go of certain things. I have this really bad tendency of, I would rather make myself feel uncomfortable than someone else do something. So it's not people pleasing, but it's like I just can't say yes all the time. Like say yes, like yeah, it's okay, or like no, I'm not bothered, or like I'm not fast where we go. It's really just because I feel like someone has a preference, then I don't really care what my preference is, when in reality I do think it's a thing where I actually don't care. I'll be happy with anything, but I'm trying to like enforce that in myself a bit more in like making decisions on like as simple as where are we going to eat. So that's that. But another video I want to do shortly will be like actually getting my life together. Since exams, I actually started doing that. Like I set goals for my year. I have got into a routine. I started boxing last year actually. Really enjoy it. Actually loving it, but that's one. And I also started Pilates as well. So like new skills, new habits, but there'll be a whole other video about that and just my journey with that. Moving on, like I mentioned earlier, I did talk about travels, and I definitely traveled a lot last summer after graduation. I went to Venice, I went to Rome, I went to Milan, I went to Nice, I went to Monaco, and then I went to Paris for my birthday. But there is a vlog up, and I'd actually really recommend watching that vlog. Like it's one of my favorite vlogs that I've ever filmed and edited ever. So that's my birthday trip. And then I just came back from Copenhagen this week. Was it this week? Yeah, I just came back from Copenhagen this Sunday, and I'm going away soon again. But I love traveling now. I definitely feel like I'm someone who puts priorities on different things at different stages in my life. And when I was younger, the priority was education, and I did that to the extent of knowing that when I'm older I'll be able to do things like this now. Like I've never actually traveled so much. Yeah, I've absolutely loved traveling. So I have so many travel vlogs as well, which I think you'll actually enjoy because they're so fun. But again, like I was living in the moment traveling and just didn't upload them, but I also didn't know how to balance like the type of content I wanted to put out, because obviously I'm still in education. But yeah, that was that. But if you do want to see them, let me know and I will actually get them up because they're so good. With updates on work and career, similar to what I've said with law school, I'm still learning, and the type of learning now is completely different. Like it's more practical skills. What I'm doing now at SQE2 is like practical skills. It's advocacy, legal writing, legal research. And if you know what a vacation scheme is, where you go to a law firm like in order to get a grad job, and you do some tasks for them and they like test you, see how well you do. I genuinely feel like that is what happened in terms of like what I'm doing now, which is why I'm enjoying it so much. Like yesterday was one of the most amazing days I've had on campus in the past 5 months that I've been at BPP. When I say I genuinely hated being there because the atmosphere was so intense, but I think it's literally the exam. Like you can tell everyone, the energy is off of the aura of what we're going through at that moment. Now it feels like rainbows and butterflies. It feels so good. So I'm happy to like be able to finally show this side of things. I will be able to show you like me during exam season coming soon, but yeah, that's an update on work and career. I already mentioned that I do have a firm that I'll be joining by God's grace. And yeah, updates on work and career, content creation. I'm definitely like becoming a lot more comfortable with certain things. Like when I say with TikTok, for example, I refused to do it because I was like, it's just so new to me. I have no understanding of how it works, or like, quite frankly, you can say it's fear. I actually love it. Like I love creating, I love just capturing moments essentially, and I think I have a gift. I'm good at it and I enjoy it, and I like producing and seeing the results of things. So yeah, you can, if you do have any questions, do comment them down below, because I feel like I've covered the main areas of my life and what I'm doing, but more videos will obviously share a bit more insight into that. But for now, I guess that's pretty much it. That is my life update. Career change, for now, that's not a thing. Like guys, I'm still studying. I'm traveling a lot more, so expect some travel vlogs. And Copenhagen was such a good holiday. Like I had the time of my life. Yeah, January is non-existent. Like I didn't do anything. But when I went to Brighton, I will say, when I went to Brighton, it was actually a perfect time of reflection for me. Like I got myself an Airbnb, I went alone, stayed there for the night, and it was just such an amazing time. Yeah, that was Brighton. It was lovely, and I definitely have started doing so many things. Oh, I've been going to so many concerts as well. Basically during January, when it was exam season, I booked like 20 things, all that I've forgotten about, but I keep getting calendar updates reminding me that I booked this, just because I was like, there has to be rainbow on the other side of what I'm doing now, because it was genuinely, I've never seen myself in such a bad, I'll say bad place, but more so like stressed and dark bubble. It was awful. But now, like, it's done and I can't do anything or change it. But I'm happy to be able to film this video, this life update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do have any questions about anything, honestly, I'm happy to answer. I'm an open book. So comment them down below in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram and DM me on Instagram, and follow my TikTok, because why not? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're looking forward, because I am, to the content I'm about to upload. And for now, it's been your girl Praise, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye. Go, 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 shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.